hands up. All right. Apparently we are live streaming, so anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. But nonetheless, let us open with prayer, and then we will do a little introduction. Heavenly Father, you bring us here today with the glory and majesty of your word and sacrament, but you also give us joy because your Son has been given for our life and salvation. And out of that joy, just like David, out of his joy, King David, he danced with the lyre and the harp and all the music that was available to him. We have that time for us now. So we pray your blessing upon the music that Vicar is going to be playing for us, on his abilities and his skills. Give him confidence and comfort in all these things. But also bless our hearing so that we might leave here with the joy of your salvation. We ask this in your Son's holy and precious name. Amen. Amen. Now, hold on, this is Vicar. Everybody know who Vicar Jake is? If you don't, I don't know how that could happen. He is a very great man and a good man to talk to. But one of the great things, not just Vicar Jake, but all vicars that have been able to come to St. Paul, have brought something that God has allowed us to see and bear witness to and live with and live through and all the other things. So we are glad that Vicar is able to do this for us. And we're honored to have you do this for us. Thank you, Vicar.
Do you dance when you do this?
on this special Sunday with you all. Again, you all know who I am, so I'm going to be doing introductions today. That song you just heard was an arrangement of Angels, Hark the Herald Angels Sing, text by Charles Wesley and the tune by Felix Mendelssohn. I have to take little breaks from my hands because I'm not as hot as I used to be, so I have to let them cool down. And this is also the second concert that I've done for the day. I do a lot more preaching than playing. Surprise. Surprise, as it were. But little things on the Hark the Herald Angels Sing, I found some interesting little things. Charles Wesley wrote the text, and he wrote it within the first year that he'd been converted. And it's interesting whenever people just get converted what they write and what gets them about the Christian faith. And I think in the text, as we read it, we really get just the simplicity of the message, that it's just glory to the newborn King, God born in the manger stall. And it's great. And one interesting thing about the tune by Mendelssohn, in German it's Festgesang, which translates into happy feast song, something like that. But it's, you said, this tune was wholly inadequate, wholly not appropriate for sacred music. And he intended it for national songs, like kind of light, jolly kind of music. But can't remember who set this to text of the tune, but he thought differently. And I think it sounds pretty cool. So that's on that. Our next tune will be, get my music back out. The next tune will be God Rest You Merry Gentlemen, believed to be probably the oldest English carol or the most popular one that we still have. So I hope you enjoy that. I should probably get the right page now. There we go. Again, a break. You may have noticed on your page, you may have heard it in service today, but today is a special Sunday in Advent. It has a special name, and this is typical in the church. It's in Latin. Today is Gaudete Sunday. Gaudete, a simple word which simply means in Latin, rejoice. Rejoice. And you're probably thinking in your head now, I don't care. I don't speak Latin. I don't know it. I have no urge or want to learn it. I'm old. Why would I learn a dead language? Why would I do that? But, But I'll give you my reason for it. There's lots of reasons, but I'll give you mine. And we have these words like gaudete, rejoice. We have Agnus Dei in our worship. We have all these old words. And for me, it connects back to the fact that our faith is older than even our own language. This is not something that we made up when America was founded. It's not something that Martin Luther made up. It predates English, German, all of that, all the way back to Jesus and the apostles, all the way back to Moses speaking Hebrew. So these top carryovers that we have are great. And what is, gaudete? What does gaudete mean?
Rejoice.
There it is. We rejoice. Thank you. So happy. That's so cool. Means rejoice. Well, Advent is like Lent, a penitential season. The season we're preparing for Christ to come back again. But there's this little break today, the third Sunday, where we rejoice in the fact that Jesus did come, that he came and dwelt among us as our Emmanuel, God with us. And where does gaudete come from? It comes from the Latin, again, which, let me make sure I get it right. Gaudete Domino semper, iterum dico gaudete. The opening of every Mass for thousands of years, which is just rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say, rejoice. So just a little tide over. And that's why we have a different color today. The one odd candle out, the rose candle. It's a different day. It's a day of rejoicing in the Lord coming. And then, again, I'm still resting. You know I love to talk about these. All the saints and the martyrs, you know I love to talk about. Today is December 13th. Today is the day where the church remembers St. Lucia, St. Lucy, a young girl who was martyred around late teens, early 20s, was around in the 4th century. She was a young girl betrothed to a pagan man, and back then, the only worth that a woman had was really, material worth was her bride price, her dowry. And so, she had resolved in her mind that she was going to give that away to the poor, to give the one thing she could to help the poor. And she did, unbeknownst to her mother. But her mother went and they prayed, and she was deadly ill, but she received healing. And then she was okay with it. They gave the money away. But there was one person who wasn't okay with it. The pagan husband, to be. He was incensed, so he reported her to the Roman officials, and there was a persecution going on at the time. And so he reported her, and she was dragged before the Roman tribunal, the Roman leaders of this town, and she prophesied in front of them that the persecution and the emperor Diocletian would soon be no more. And for that prophecy, she had her eyes gouged out, and she had her head cut off with a sword. Brutal stuff. But, again, we are standing on the shoulders of giants, even a young 21-year-old girl giant. And again, we tie it back. All these Latin things, they take us back that we are not alone. Not even us in this room, even in the world today, we're tied back to all of that. So today we remember St. Lucy, and her name means light, which is ironic because it's probably already getting dark outside at noon right now. But we light our candles, we wait for the light that breaks into the darkness, Jesus Christ. My hands are all rested up now. So we're going to keep on chugging along. What does the program say next? It's been a long morning, folks. I'll tell you what. Oh, wait, I played out of order. Oh, man. What a disappointment. Well, I guess I'll play Holy Night now. That's why I was confused. Thank you for just letting me go. All right. So you get a little different sounds today. You're going to hear kind of the instrument at its fullest. You're going to hear the percussive aspect like you just heard. But now, you're going to hear a little bit of the harmonic and melodic aspect of this instrument that can put out. This is O Holy Night. So that was Oh Holy Night. And since I got a little bit of love this morning, now it's Silent Night. One interesting things about this, I'm always amazed by the reasons why songs get written and how they come to be. Silent Night, we all know, 3 stanzas, fantastic. Translated now into over 300 languages, but its origins aren't so magnificent as what we think of today. It was written in Austria in the 19th century out of necessity because the church had flooded and the organ wasn't going to work. So they had to make up a song in the spot that was appropriate to have just the 2 guitar players play along with. And so out came this very nice, serene, kind of supernatural, silent night. Beautiful piece of music. It's no wonder it's been translated so much. Just the simplicity and the way it captures just the emotions of this night. The Lord of all, God incarnate now dwells with man. So I hope you enjoy this silent night. Still coffee. parade. I have to thank everyone who made this possible. My dear mother and grandmother, Granny, who made all the cookies, way too many, and I get fat for the sad Christmas season. Sorry, not sad Christmas, sad winter season's coming out. Gotta pack it on. But thank you for that. Yeah. And thank Terry and Judy for setting all this up, making it look joyous and Christmas, and for Terry for enduring me with this. And with this, she helped me move this up here from the house. It didn't just roll up the hill. You can believe that. But what is this thing? What is this thing that I've been playing? Well, this is a marimba, and that's how you pronounce it. Marimba. Not marimba, not marimba, not Roomba. Marimba. It's not your Roomba. Marimba. And this is my personal instrument. This is what I was really passionate about in school. It's kind of I fell in love with. Yeah, and if you want to see something other than my normal cheery demeanor, come help me move this. Because you don't do it perfectly. I go full anger. Anyway, happier things. But this is mine, and just a little bit about the instrument. Originated in Africa, but now this is the American version, so it's all standardized and everything. And these are the bars, so I'll pass these around. Land over there. So these are the low E and low F bars of the instruments. Those two are cracked, so that's why you have them. But they're made out of a special kind of hardwood, Honduran rosewood, that is now endangered. I believe it's critically endangered. So if you're sitting there in your seat trying to guess how much this costs, you're probably not doing that. But it's picked that way because it's just incredibly dense. Look at the wood and you'll see how dense the grain is. And that only happens from old growth and a specific kind of tree. But there's 5 octaves here, which is also a new thing. 5 octave marimbas have only been around for maybe, let's say 40, 50 years. And they're not standard really yet anyway. Only high school are just doing them now. But it's 5 octaves, so it goes from C1. There it is. So you get the nice low sounds, as you've heard a little bit there, where you can have these really beautiful chorales and then you can put those clouds away and pull out your little rock mallets. Play ragtime if you want to. I don't. So don't ask. It's not that type of gig, by the way. You start yelling out requests, you'll just be yelling. But with rosewood, the mallets. Oh, you're probably wondering, why does he have so many mallets? When it gets all over, come back around here, and I have all these different colors, and they're just different sounds, different uses. You gotta have different kind of wrenches, different kind of tools for the job that's ahead. My purple ones are my ensemble mallets. I have a lot of percussion ensembles going on in my life right now. That's a joke. I have my orange ones that have they all just serve a different purpose. The most obvious difference is the white ones versus the other ones, because they are so just different sounds. Whatever you may need. Counts? Hardwood? Yeah, all the pipes are all brass, so yes, it all comes apart. As Terry can attest to, and my father. Again, you want to see me get mad, take my resonators and bash them against the door. At high school kid. But what else is there? Yeah, it's just fun. It's a lot of fun to play, a lot of fun to share. Picked this up in 14. That's where it's pretty wild. Got a call from would be my future teacher, Jerry, and he's 6'7", former military, weighs like 350, huge guy. And he called me Jake, I'm like, hi. What are you doing right now? I'm like, watching TV. You want to drive out to Dayton? Well, that's 8 hours. So drives usually last. So yeah, but they had companies, and they're not like violins where if you buy a Yamaha versus anything else, they're basically the same, have different tonal qualities, but these are very different. Some of the lower tubes will be boxes, some will be ovals, all to achieve the sound, because if they were just straight pipes like all these are, it would rest somewhere in height because it had to go straight down. So these curve, but we went and we played for about 5 hours, 5 to 6 hours one night in the concert hall, just listening to all the sounds, which sounded the best. And this is the one that I thought sounded the best. This has been all over the Midwest, yeah, Ohio, Michigan, everywhere. And it does come apart, and it's a real pain in the butt. But it is fun to that's all the stuff I had on the instrument. Yeah. We'll ask questions at the end. They don't want to sit through this. They're watching at home, trying to find anything else to watch. The next two pieces on the program, In the Bleak Midwinter and Carol of the Drum, Little Drummer Boy. These two mean a little bit more to me than just like random Christmas songs. In the Bleak Midwinter was the song I was dating out in college. The organist there would always sing In the Bleak Midwinter for Christmas as a solo. And she has that kind of June Carter, kind of gravelly kind of voice. I don't know gravelly, but you know what I'm talking about. And it just always struck me. And so that's why I think I play this piece for y'all. So this is In the Bleak Midwinter. All right. Now we come to the finale, the end of the show. Holy cow, who's ready to be done? I am. Just the hands are just not as hot as they used to be. The last one is Carol the Drum, Little Drummer Boy. I did not write up the lyrics for that because I got tired of writing Barubba Pum 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 all the way. So you'll just have to imagine it or Google it on your phone if you feel so. You don't know the story. It's the story of this little drummer boy, the shepherd, who doesn't have any other gift than to give his ability to play. Yeah, so he does this whole little thing. It's cute. For me, the story I remember, my dad doesn't remember this apparently. When we lived in New Jersey, the little clay animation movie was on. He wanted to record it. Is that illegal to record it? Anyway, but I didn't want to watch that, so I wanted to watch Thomas the Tank Engine. So I ejected this VHS and threw it on the ground and put it in Thomas. And I got yelled at a lot. I really wanted to watch it. You don't remember that? It was like 4. Anyway, we have fun for it. But so this is Carol the Drum. It's a little showy. You'll get to see just why I kept playing in my hands. The office well. Sue's wondering why I kept playing. This is Carol the Drum, Little Drummer Boy.